Hey everybody, my name is Christopher Finney. I go by CFin, that's my username. And this is my website, CFin's Behind the Scenes. It's all things behind the scenes, lights, lenses, studios, including like actors and producers and directors and, makeup and wardrobe and special effects and stuff like that. But a lot of times I mostly key on equipment kind of stuff, lighting equipment kind of stuff. I've been in the industry since 1985. Mostly electricity and grip, and around 2000 I started shooting again. When I was in college, I studied shooting and directing and producing. The whole nine yards. So anyway, this video is about was a movie shot on film or digital. As I was getting content here for my website here, I try to shoot a lot of stuff, but I basically try mostly get from outside sources, and eventually I'm going to be shooting more and more and more behind the scenes myself. But that's I was looking for content on YouTube. I get these YouTube videos. I try to look at as many as I can and try to get as much the best ones that really show behind the scenes stuff, and try to not get as much as the hero worship kind of things. I noticed that even now in 2016 and 2017 that we're in now, that a lot of films are being still shot on film. We're in the era of digital camera and shooting digital, and the theaters are projecting now in the digital. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And I wanted to kind of research, how many films were shot this year on film and how many were shot on digital. And surprisingly, I found that there's still a lot of films being shot on digital. And here's kind of the paper here that not paper, but I found this one list, and you go out there, you look for lists and stuff like that, and they're all different. There's I've found several lists of all the films that came out in 2016, and they were all a little bit different. Some of them had some films and some of them didn't have some of the films on it, and it was kind of hard to find an exact list, so I just went with this one. And then I went over to oops, here we go. I went over to this website. Most of you probably know about it. It's IMBD. And I went down there and I researched looked to see if that film was shot on digital or film. This website has a wealth of information about whatever movie you want to see it, and among other stuff. But down here, if you scroll down here, you find the technical specs, and you can click, and if the people who gather this information were able to gather the information, they would have it right here if it was shot on film or digital. Okay, and this one the camera was the Red Epic Dragon, and they used the Panavision Primo lenses to shoot this movie digitally. Okay, and Red Codec is RAW, that's a digital format, and the digital intermediate and they RAW, and they made or they distribute it on digital cinema. Okay, you can still shoot digital and distribute it on film. You can make a film print from the digital. That's easy. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of theaters are projecting now digital, and usually a company should usually make both of them, because it's still around the world. People still like to project their movies with film. But okay. So, and then the other one here is an example of something shot on film is Suicide Squad. And you can kind of see here that it was shot on, part of it was shot on the Airflex 435, which is a film camera, and Panavision. I think most of it was shot on the Panavision one. Maybe most of it was shot on Airflex, but a lot of it was shot on the Panavision Panaflex, Millennium XL2. Okay, and you can see here the negative format is a 35 millimeter Kodak Vision 3, 500 ASA. tungsten. That's the T stands for tungsten. If it's a D, it was daylight film. But okay, shot on that, and then they pretty much went to digital. After they shot on film, they scanned it to digital, and they worked in digital 2K, and okay, and then when they went to the final print, they made a film version of the movie, and they also made a digital cinema version of the movie, and also they made a 3D version. That I don't think they shot it on 3D, but I think they just processed it to 3D, which is not as good. It looks a little. I've seen. You've probably seen 3D ones that weren't shot originally in 3D. They look a little flattish kind of stuff. They're not the best 3D, especially the wide shots. Article here. It's from Filmmakers Magazine, Filmmakers Magazine, and this is the 2020 article. But he's made 3 of these articles. This particular guy, his name is see if I can pronounce his name, is Vadim Rizov, and he wrote this article, and he's written 3 of them, starting in 2014. Okay, because you can see here, right here, it says 2015 and 2014 and 2015, and it's funny because in 2016, it's 29 movies that were shot on film, so they're still shooting on film, but in 2015, which is right here, they shot 64 films. Okay, and then back in 2014, they shot 39, basically 39, major motion pictures in film. Okay, Tom Cruise, he doesn't really like working with films that are shot on digital. So if you hire him, he'll mostly try to get you to shoot it in film because he thinks he looks better on film. And then that's you can read that in these articles. I'm going to link to these articles here in the show notes. But this is interesting to read kind of stuff, throughout my, most of my research and stuff like that. This is pretty much the best article that I found on them kind of stuff. Okay, so, it was 39 in 2015. It went up to 64 in 2015, and then it went back down to 29 in 2009. But don't read too much into that kind of stuff because it was just a little bit of a lost year. Because there's still a lot of directors, especially if you read this article right here, this particular one, the most recent one, you'll see that a lot of directors are still, especially the older guys like me, the Woody Allens and Spielbergs and Christine Nolan, I guess he's more a younger guy, and J.J. Abrams, and Quentin Tarantino, he's one of the old guys, and Martin Scorsese, he's one of the old guys. They only like to shoot on film. Okay, I think Woody, if you read this article, Woody Allen's starting to make his first film in digital, but for the most part, these guys like the film look, and I like the film look too. Even though I'm shooting most of my stuff digitally, and I've had a Canon XL, which I shot mostly in digital tape. I mostly shot digital because it was just easier. It was just not easier, but it was easier. It was easier to me in the sense that I didn't have to put a lot of money up front to shoot it, because you buy a film. I've shot 16 in college and Super 8 in high school, and I tried to shoot a couple of things in the 80 and 16, but I just couldn't. Even though I've worked in the film industry and stuff like that, and I made a lot of money, it was still just tough to get it all done and stuff like that. Most people who shot their stuff in film basically got money from elsewhere, and they got people to invest in their films and stuff like that. But I could never. It was hard for me to do that kind of stuff. So when the Canon XL digital tape camera came out, that's when I started to shoot a lot kind of stuff. Okay, and I now have a Panasonic HD camera that I shoot a lot on with too. So that's a digital, and that's all digital now. No videotape anymore. You shoot onto your little digital cards now, and no more tape, which is good because you can do slow motion and do a lot of effects if you're shooting on a little cards and stuff. So solid state, and not on um, solid state is probably the best. And then I think you can still shoot on you know, uh, moving disk hard drives.